What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the show about nothing. Hockey edition. Show them the jersey, Jordan. Show
Yes,
the jersey.
sir.
Shout out to the Jersey Plug before he trying to jump and get his glory. Like God don't like ugly. Shout out to my brother. He blessed me with his jersey. Appreciate it.
That man right there want to act like he a true Boston fan, but he just
Hey man, you get the gear, you gotta become a fan. When somebody give you the gear, you gotta become a fan. You just can't be that dude. I've been following the Bruins. I follow them on Twitter. I've been reposting. I've been keeping up with the Brew House. They don't call them that, but I call them that.
Okay.
This show about nothing podcast, the host, JunesEightyEIght and Izzyphantasmo. We out here, man. Hockey edition. But we ain't gonna be talking about hockey. We just got the jerseys on. I really don't know who's gonna win the Stanley Cup. In your opinion, who you got going all the way, man?
Woo, that's a good question right there. Because there's a lot of teams that I'm looking at that I'm like, oh, they could possibly pull something off. You know, I made myself a little. My dad is in these hockey streets as well. He's been watching the New York Rangers, and we both made these little hockey bracket challenges for the Stanley Cup. And for me, I wanted to have a little fun with mine, so I made sure I put Seattle all the way. I think I said Seattle was gonna do the Cinderella run all the way to the Cup, and that they was gonna win that thing. But if I'm being realistic, if I'm being honest with myself, Seattle right now, they're the young upstart team. They're playing against a former champion in Colorado. They just won their game yesterday. They won in overtime, so series is tied 2-2. But if I'm looking at certain series as of right now, from what I'm looking at, honestly, I can tell you right now, my bracket is busted. My bracket is busted because there's certain series that I thought was going to go one way and it went totally left. So I'm like, yeah, no, that ain't going to happen.
Right.
But honestly, I'm looking at it like it could go between Boston. I think Boston can do something. I think Carolina can do something. I think if the Kings make enough noise in LA, I think they could possibly make some noise that it could rattle some cages.
Right.
And if Seattle, they pick up steam and they get hot at the right moment, the way that they take the momentum they got right now, who knows what kind of Cinderella run they'll go on. So it's anybody's game right now, but like we won't know until like maybe after everything is said and done. But that's just on the flip side right now.
Before we get anything, we gotta get the good stuff out the way. How you been, bro? How you been? What's been cracking? How the week going? How's everything cracking?
Chill for the most part, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just like nothing too crazy on my side. And just taking it one day at a time, like always. Nothing too out the ordinary on my side. How about you, man? What's been going on with you?
Man, last weekend was a ball. I went to a crawfish boil out there in Waxahachie. And family friend. That's the family friend. My Aunt Susan and Uncle Andy. Aunt Susan, she used to work with my aunt back in the day. They both worked at Merrill Lynch. My aunt still works there. They both still work at Merrill Lynch. And so, but people moved to different offices, and so her son called my cousin Wesley, him and his wife having a baby, and yada yada yada, and they got a new home. So we went out to their crib to a crawfish boil, and let me tell you, them boys can drink. Them, like, I get there, they can drink. Like, buddy, dude, JT was talking. He said, I remember you from the last one. I was like, oh yeah, I remember you too. He was talking, and he was talking about the XFL. He got season tickets and whatnot. And they said, yo, you want a beer? Like, all right, cool. I get there. I don't think I showed you. This ain't the one he had. This is not the exact one. I don't think I still got the picture, but he has his cooler is ridiculous. I'm like, oh snap. I freaked out because I'm like, I want one like that.
He said the cooler freaked him out.
It was, man. I don't even think I got the picture still. Yeah, he has this in his garage.
I saw that picture.
Yes,
You
that.
sent me that. I'm
I'm,
like, what? I'm like, where did you get a Starbucks fridge from?
I'm like, I'm jealous already. Like, I'm jealous. How'd you get that? I don't have it. I need that. I gotta find one. When I get my own spot, I'm getting one. So
I can imagine you being so-called, what you call yourself? You're the
Starbucks coffee, man.
Starbucks Poppy. You walk into the crib, you go in the kitchen,
They're gonna
cut
be in
that
the minute.
left in the garage, and you see a Starbucks fridge full of the iced coffees and brewskis.
You damn right. I told you I'm a real Starbucks member. Go.
This man got the gold membership card.
You damn right. Since 2014. I'm
2014.
I'm serious in these streets. I don't drink Starbucks. I might have to cut back though. But now, like I was drinking one beer. Then the dude brought a whole other case of Dozaki. Like, they want another one. Like, when in wrong.
Be honest. How many Dos Equis did you take down that day?
Only one. I had a Miller and I had that. I was about to get another one, but we got ready to go because they live so far out. We got to drive way back. I'm like, you know what? I'm already full of crawfish. I'm full of Dr. Pepper beer. I don't think my stomach can handle another beer.
Crawfish, Dr. Pepper, and beer.
Look
what
at
type of concoction?
You have to balance it out. You have to balance it out. I had drank some water. Then I don't want to drink too much beer, throw up on the way back home. You feel me? So he didn't want to do that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me pace myself.
So basically you got yourself a chaser.
Oh yeah, you got that right. I ain't trying to get sick halfway coming home. No, we ain't doing that in these streets. No. But it was a good time. I had like four plates of crawfish. I had a good time.
So, fun fact about my life, and you might look at me sideways from this point forward. I've lived in the South for about 18, 19 years.
Right.
I have never had crawfish or ever been to a crawfish boil.
Let me tell you something. Crawfish boils are a good time. It take a lot. Okay, you got to eat a lot of them to get full. Like, you just can't eat one plate. Like, you got to eat a lot of them to even like get full because they're small and it take a lot of work to eat them. It's like, you just ain't gonna eat one plate. But I'm good. Nah, bro. You gotta keep going back. You gotta keep going back until your body says stop. That's when you stop.
Wow. So basically, it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet of seafood.
Bruh. My boy Andy, like, they stay out in the country. My boy West.
Waxahachie.
Like, dude, this man, because I never been to his new house. This is the first time he ever been out there. I don't go out. We don't go out that far. And so this dude, since they stay out so far, they got like a compound or whatever. Ooh. Big hangar in the back of their house.
Whoa.
And he got a Coolers Light beer tab in the backyard. Yes. He
like
pulled the
like
tab.
You got the thing where you could like.
Yes. He got the actual thing that says Coolers Light on it.
Yeah, he got the spout and everything.
Yes.
Wow. And
his boy, JT, and this is why I knew this was some next level stuff. I went to Oklahoma State, but that's cool. Ain't judging.
Hokies.
Longhorns. But
Boomer Sooner, my boy.
Man, you ain't even a Sooners fan. You only like did it because Baker Mayfield.
Hey, he was bold enough to plant the flag, man. You gotta respect that.
Not doing that. You ain't doing that.
Hey, look. Anybody that's bold enough to do what he did, granted, somebody else copied him and didn't pan out for them well. We know what happened.
And we're gonna put it like this. This fool said, yo, the dudes told me when they was in college, they had an apartment together. He had a moonshine joint in their kitchen.
Bro, okay.
Listen,
Okay.
this fool said they
Have
was
you
moonshine.
had moon? Have you-
No, I know where to draw the line.
bro, do you know what moonshine is?
Duh,
Okay, I'm just saying.
duh.
Do you want to risk your liver?
No, I don't want none of that.
Okay.
I want no parts of it. And he
Bro-
said, "Yeah, I used to make moon." I'm like, "Bro, you are crazy."
Anybody that says they used to make it or they drink it like that, bro, I am very careful around them because like that's a new level of like can't touch it. Can't touch it.
I never will. I draw the you gotta draw a line somewhere. And like, you know what? I draw
When
a
it
line.
comes to certain alcohols, like don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of like different alcohol. I've had beer, you know, I've had some of shandy, I've had a lager, some IPAs, you know, some Michelob, some Modelo. Like I've had my fair share. Some of that hard apple cider. I've had some vodka, some rum. But my boy, moonshine, that is clear, pure, 90% no, 90% burn. Like one sip and you're toasted.
Hey, no parts of it. But where we at today, man? What we talking about? Where we at?
We are talking about something that happened yesterday. Something that we were supposed to cover yesterday, but due to technical difficulties on my side, we couldn't get off the ground.
Right?
But this is the trade of the off season, the trade that was bound to happen one way, shape, form, or fashion. The trade that I was talking with a buddy of mine about, or someone I worked with. And this is a trade that has been egged on and talked about and hinted at and has been like questioned as if it was going to get done or not. We are talking about the trade of Brett Favre and the Jets.
Ha!
Part 2.
You dirty bastard.
Because it's the same thing. This is the first time in what, 12, 13, 14 years that the Jets have gone to the Packers and they've traded for their quarterback?
So after Brett Favre went to the Jets, he went to the Vikings, right?
Retired, came back out of retirement, went to the Vikings, and we know how that played out.
So you telling me that
the cycle is not complete until Aaron Rodgers leaves for he retires, comes back for a year, and plays with Minnesota.
Look here, if he goes to Minnesota, I'm like, bro.
But as of yesterday, Adam Schefter broke the news live on NFL Live that Aaron Rodgers was being traded finally to the New York Jets. And this was the trade. Huh?
What took so long, though? I know you're going to get into that, but what took so long?
The compensation.
Okay.
So this is what Adam Schefter reported on. So this is the compensation right here. So the Jets get Aaron Rodgers. They get pick number 15 of the first round for this year's draft. And they get a 2023 fifth round pick, which is pick number 170 of this year's draft.
Okay.
The Packers got pick number 13. So they basically swap places in the first round. They get a 2023 second round pick, which is number 42. Pretty much the first pick in the second round. They got the sixth round pick in this year's draft at number 207. And here's the kicker. They got a conditional second round pick that turns to a first for 2024. And that condition is Aaron Rodgers has to play 65% of the plays on offense for the Jets.
Okay.
Now, the conversation was who really won this trade? Was it the Jets?
Question.
Was it the Packers?
I don't know. I want to say Green Bay.
And you know what, though? Let's look at it like this. Aaron Rodgers has already stated that at max, he's looking at maybe 2 more years, and that's it. He ain't playing past that. He's not pulling a Tom Brady.
Right.
The Packers, if you look at everything that they acquired, a first round pick, a second round pick, a sixth round pick, and a conditional, pretty much a first round pick for 2024, because we know Aaron Rodgers, barring any type of injury, he's going to play.
Right.
The Packers pretty much got the draft capital that they were looking for. They are looking to either they're going to build around Jordan Love, their new quarterback, who's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 years, or B, they're going to, try it out with Jordan Love, maybe find out he's not the guy. So next year, if they have that first round pick, they could possibly, maybe, get a quarterback then. But with this draft, with the compensation that they got with draft picks, now they have all the capital they need to pretty much build their team and, not really, I would say, rebuild, but pretty much reload on their side. And with the Jets, yes, you got a future Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And it was already reported that Aaron Rodgers wasn't, he wasn't happy. He was looking to leave. And the Packers, they were pretty much looking to let him go on his own. So it was like, it was about time for them boys to pretty much, set sail separate ways. But the Packers, they knew that there was only a limited amount of time left on Aaron Rodgers.
Excuse you. Good?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm good. Give me a second while I sip. Oh yeah. Health is wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Health is wealth.
And I ain't even got my water. Good Lord.
Slacking. You slacking, my boy.
Yeah, it's in the middle range.
Anywho. But the thing is with Aaron Rodgers, he's only going to be playing for like maybe a year, 2 years at max. And then after that, that's it. And then after that, you got Zach Wilson. You got Zach Wilson, who's right behind, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. As a matter of fact, I was actually looking at a couple of, I was trying to find the exact compensation on Adam Schefter's Twitter, and I found this right here from Ari Mirov, which says, Jets general manager Joe Douglas on what adding Aaron Rodgers could mean for Zach Wilson. Quote, I think this is going to be a great thing for Zach. Zach's ceiling is unlimited. The opportunity to shadow and be with a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback will be a great opportunity and experience. Wilson grew up idolizing Rodgers, and the two have grown a relationship over the last couple of years. So this could also propel Zach Wilson, because we've already we saw what happened with Zach Wilson last season. We saw the debacle. We saw pretty much the up and down season he had. Like, they had a rocket start. They had a really good start of a season. Like, they were pretty much 7-3. They were in the mix for a playoff run. Like, they were pretty much making moves to be a threat in the AFC East and maybe in the AFC as a whole. But then Zach Wilson had that one bad game and said it wasn't his responsibility. It wasn't on him to get better or to do whatever. And then that just set off pretty much an avalanche of like different things, to where like Mike White took over, he got hurt. And then Zach Wilson came back and stunk it up versus the Jaguars. Flacco came in, took over a few games. So it was just like a myriad of like, Zach Wilson may not be the guy. Zach Wilson might be a bust. Zach Wilson ain't going to last in the league. And I'm like, I don't think that's the case. It's kind of unfair for a young quarterback to thrust all that on him. When it comes, and I heard Shannon Sharp, I heard Shannon say this one day on Undisputed, and it makes sense. And I agree with him on this. When it comes to drafting a quarterback, or even a veteran quarterback at that, right?
Right.
The clock is going to be ticking. Like, let's say JunesEightyEIght, or as we want to, take it for real, Mr. Tony Jones of the Ohio State quarterback gets drafted to, let's say, the Detroit Lions. Okay. And they're in a bit of a funk right now. they're expecting you, if you're like a first round quarterback, they're expecting you to be the guy to pretty much carry the franchise and turn that thing around. And you have a limited amount of time to do it. Because look, the first year, your rookie year, you can make all the mistakes. Okay, he's a rookie. Sophomore year, that's when they're expected to like make your improvements, move up or either fall down and like, really see where you're at. Your third year and your fourth year are the most important years for a rookie because your third year solidifies to the eyes of the management or to the fans that this is the guy. And your fourth year is pretty much your contract year.
Right.
Especially if you're not a fit, especially if they haven't picked up a fifth round, they haven't picked up your fifth year deal, your fifth year option on your deal. If you
Right.
have if you have that fifth year,
Go ahead.
oh,
How to get this water, man? Go ahead. I tell you to keep talking. Go ahead. You good?
that man, oh my, whoa, he just flashed right back, like poof.
Water, man. Gotta get that agua.
Okay, good. Yeah, you heard that say, people. Health is wealth. Remember that.
Heard the man said. But continue.
Okay, but put it like this. So Tony Jones, quarterback, Ohio State, first round pick. This guy right here gets picked up by the Detroit Lions. They've been in a funk. They want you to turn their franchise around. Your first year is your rookie year. You know what I'm saying? You can make your mistakes. Okay, he's a rookie. He's going to do that. Second year, sophomore year, you can either have the sophomore slump, like we've seen a lot of quarterbacks have, or you can have like a little bit of a progression. Your third year and your fourth year are going to be your most important years because your third year is where you solidify yourself to the fans, to the GM, and to everybody else that, yo, this is the guy. And your fourth year is your contract year. Because let's say you got drafted, but you have a fifth year option available. The team can either look at you and be like, we're going to pick the fifth year up, give it a little more time because we can work with that money, leverage it out, and then maybe we'll we'll extend him. Or like your boy Jalen Hurts from in Philly, he was only there for 3 years and he got a $255 million max deal, 179 guaranteed.
He deserved it. I gotta say, speaking of contract like that, I'm like, people talking like, but it's mainly NFC East teams. Like, bruh, look what he did. Like, even though the Eagles lost, if they won, he still deserved it. And he took it in like, what's the issue? It ain't
and this is not me saying that he didn't deserve the money. Like I'm all about.
What I'm getting at is like,
okay,
rookie contract thing. It's kind of like with Justin Fields. They're like, yo, this is going to his third year, right?
Third year.
Third full year. And they're like, yo, we may pick up another quarterback. The dude ain't even, I mean, like, he got thrown to the Wolves rookie year. He had nothing to work with last year. He had Claypool, and now, like, I'm going to see what we're doing. Like, don't give up on these guys that fast. Like, you give up on.
And that's the sentiment with what Shannon said at one point. He's like, look, like the clock is ticking with these guys. The clock is ticking with these guys, especially quarterbacks. Like you want to know if these guys if they're going to be the guys for your franchise. Right now, there's reports in New England that Mac Jones and the New England Patriots, they're not on good terms. Bill Belichick has said that they were shopping around Mac Jones.
Ain't this his third year too?
But look at what happened with him, Bailey Zappi.
Right.
So it's like you put these quarterbacks in a situation where like they maybe somewhat succeed, or like the rug gets pulled from underneath them, and now they're having to try and recalibrate themselves and rebuild themselves up or whatnot. So it's like they're in a bit of a grind right now just to get themselves back on track. And, a lot of these teams, they look at these guys and like, well, are they the one? Again, like for Zach Wilson, I think this is going to be a good thing for him. I think this is the perfect, this is the best opportunity for him to rebuild his.
That was his role model too.
he looked up to Favre, so not to Favre, to Rodgers. So this is going to be the best opportunity he has to pretty much rebuild himself, and not only rebuild himself, but to actually prove that once Rodgers leaves, the keys are coming back in my hands. We're going to be in good hands. We're going to be in good shape. But here's the kicker. Let's say Rodgers stays for those full 2 years, and Wilson is there for those 2 years. That'll be 4 or 5 years. Do we think that the Jets are going to re-sign? Are they going to re-sign Wilson? I mean, the GM said this is a great opportunity for him, but like, let's keep it a buck right now. Let's keep it a band. What's to say that once Rodgers leaves, maybe let's say he plays out the last 2 years in New York, or let's say he plays a year in New York and then he's done, and then Wilson takes over. What's to say that the Jets probably look at this and be like, we could probably find somebody else to take over?
I want to ask you a question about the Jets. Do you think we're going to get the Jets may be a threat now? I mean, because all it takes is a change of scenery because Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. We know how this man gets down.
Yeah.
I know people, it was all on my Twitter feed. Like, people, they say the Cowboys are so happy that Aaron Rodgers is gone.
The Bears are happy. The Vikings. Dude,
they said
Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on. We say that. They said that Green Bay Packers are no longer a threat now that he's gone. That says a lot about Jordan Love.
I don't know about that.
They said verbatim that the Green Bay Packers are no longer a threat. I've seen what Aaron Rodgers could do to a team.
I know.
I'm from Dallas. I've seen what he did to the. He did it every goddamn time. It's terrifying.
Bruh, what he did to the NFC North, he owned that division.
He owned the Bears. This man sneaked in the camera. I own this team.
I own you.
That's terrible.
He said, I own you.
The Bears never beat the Green Bay Packers, have they?
Matter of fact, it was just until recently that the Detroit Lions got the better of the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
But I'm gonna say this: are the Jets going to be a threat in the AFC? They'll be in the mix. But I'm not going to say they're a threat because Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Baltimore, if they ever figure out what they're going to do with their quarterback, Chargers, Jaguars, the Browns, like the, Patriots, Dolphins, like AFC is loaded. It's loaded with talent. It is loaded with teams. It's loaded.
Yep.
But the thing is, though, like you said, a change of scenery could be a good thing. And Aaron Rodgers could go on a tear and be like, now he's got to reprove himself to a lot of people, have that chip on his shoulder. But I'm like, we know what you're about. We know what you're about. So we know what you can do.
The AFC East, for people who don't know, don't watch football, AFC East consists of the Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, and the Jets. I'm looking at this like the only person that could really give them that action, in my opinion, is Buffalo.
I think so too.
I'm not.
Miami and New England, I don't see them giving them that work. Like, they'll be competitive, but I don't see them like really really putting a hurt to like the Jets now that they got Rodgers and they got the Jets have Ahmad Sauce Gardner, defensive rookie of the year, and
you got
the Ohio State's very own Garrett Wilson, the offensive rookie of the year.
And you got Bryce Hall. And you got
the only one they don't have anymore is Elijah Moore. They traded him off to Cleveland.
No. Think about this. We finally get to see the gun show that we always wanted to see. Patty Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers.
You know what's the
old gunslinger versus the new gunslinger. The Hail Mary God, the God of the Hail Mary. And you got I can make a play out of anything, like Mr. Extend the play to I don't know how he does it. I can't wait to see that matchup.
Let me see.
I'm going to the bar down the block to see that game. I ain't watched that.
Matter of fact, I'm looking at their opponents right now.
What week do they play? Just tell me what week they play.
I don't know what week because they haven't announced the schedule yet. They haven't announced that. I think they'll announce the official schedules next month. But these are the opponents that the Jets have.
All right.
They got Washington. Okay, I'm this is at home. I'm naming the teams that they're playing in New York right now. They're playing the Commanders at home.
Okay.
They're playing your Philadelphia Eagles at home.
Okay.
They got the Atlanta Falcons.
All right.
The Chargers.
Right on.
Houston Texans.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills.
Them Bills.
Dolphins.
All right.
Patriots.
All right.
And the showdown that you were just describing.
I didn't even know what week that is. I'm not gonna watch that game at home. I know I'm not. I'm gonna find someone to watch that game because I gotta see people reaction to that game. I think
Kansas City comes to the Meadowlands to play the Jets, and I can tell you right now that will be a primetime game.
Man.
And then for the away for their when they go when they
gotta hear about the away games. We ain't even gotta hear about that.
Are you sure?
Is it a bank?
No. They got the Cowboys. They play.
Oh no! Oh gosh! They got it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it?
They're playing in Dallas that game.
Oh damn! I already know how this is gonna go. I know what this. I know it's gonna happen. I already know it's gonna happen.
They're playing in Dallas. They play the Giants. They play the Broncos in Denver.
When the Giants and the Jets play, who got the home field advantage?
You know what? I think even though it says that the Jets are playing away versus the Giants, I think the Jets will have home field. I think there's going to be a bigger presence of Jets green in that stadium.
Do you think, then we're going to switch gears, do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to change the culture of the Jets? Because I see
if you look on Twitter right now, pretty much every single player has changed their profile pic to his college pic.
Damn.
I'll show you. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I here it is. This is Sauce Gardner. This is Ahmad Sauce Gardner. This is his profile pic. That is Aaron Rodgers playing at Cal. And do you know the number he's wearing?
8.
That is the jersey number he will be wearing in New York.
He ain't wearing 12.
Although Joe Namath said that he has his blessing to wear 12 in New York, Aaron Rodgers said, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to go back to my college number.
Speaking of, who's going back? Garrett Wilson going back to 5.
Woo! So is T. Higgins. T. Higgins is going back to 5.
Yeah, a lot of people going back to their old college numbers.
Bro, so funny enough, so T. Higgins explained the process for him.
Didn't he have to pay like a couple thousand?
He had to pay about 28,000.
He got it.
This is last year.
Right.
He was going to switch his number last year, but he had to pay out to have the number changed up. So he's like, you know what? I could wear 80. I could wear 85 one more year.
Right.
So once the season finished up and now the offseason happened, he officially changed his number to number 5. He went back to his number in college in Clemson. And then Desmond Ridder, the Cincinnati Bearcat quarterback who's now with Atlanta, he changed his number from 4 to 9.
Right.
So there's a lot of people switching up numbers. You got Desmond Ridder going to number 9. You got T. Higgins going to 5. Garrett Wilson's going to 5. You got Aaron Rodgers going to number 8. You have Calvin Ridley joining the O block, rocking number 0.
Oh yeah. What's my man? Kenneth Gainwell representing O Block. He got 0.
Yeah. So a lot of people switching up numbers.
How you feel about that?
The O Block?
Nobody just people changing numbers right now. How
I
do you
love
feel
it.
about
I love it.
because
I
a lot
love
of
it.
old
Like,
heads
I know. Okay, the old head is like, well, you don't change it. It's like baseball and the unwritten rule.
what's the unwritten rule? 'Cause I don't follow baseball.
Okay, so for example, Fernando Tatis Jr. when they played the Texas Rangers back in 2020,
Right?
um, the Padres were up. They were up 6 runs. They were up more than 6 runs in the like after the 6th inning or something like that. And Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a grand slam off a 3-0. He hit a grand slam off of a 3-0 pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the unwritten rule is if you're up more than 6 runs after the 6th inning and the count is 3-0, don't swing. You take a ball. But Fernando didn't take the sign to take the ball, knocked the grand slam. And there's a lot of unwritten rules. Like you're not supposed to pimp a home run. You're not supposed to stare.
Wait, you're supposed to whole time out time. You're not supposed to pimp a home run.
Okay, so
Wait a minute. This baseball lingo is hilarious. Like,
okay.
what does that mean?
Okay, so whenever you see a guy hit a big home run, you know how they'll like stand at the plate, flip the bat, or like they'll do something at the plate to celebrate a home run?
Right.
That's pimping a home run.
Wow.
They're not supposed to do that. But in today's age,
Yeah.
people are doing that now. So the unwritten rules are like, oh, you're not supposed to change your number because blah blah blah. It's it doesn't make no sense. But I'm like, bro, look, this is a new age, a new game. Like this is a new age of the game. Like people are switching up. Like people want to switch back to their college number. Like, you know how many people have like played with a single digit this entire time, and then when it comes to the league because they weren't able to, or it wasn't like available to them or whatever. Like,
I don't know if it's just me, but certain numbers just look weird to me. Just look weird on certain. Like I remember who was in Ohio State. He was like 80. He was a wide receiver, but he was 87, and it freaked me. I think he was like 84. It was like a weird number, but it looked weird to me.
No, you want to know who I want to see change their number because it doesn't make no sense.
Who?
Cordell Patterson from the Falcons.
What's his number?
He's 84, but here's the thing though. He runs as he's like a hybrid player. He's like a running back, wide receiver, tight end player. He's like a
Debo?
No, not Debo, yes, but Debo has not yes like Debo, but he's more like who's white boy from freaking New Orleans?
Saints. Oh, Tatum.
Taysom Hill.
Taysom. I said Tatum. I'm sorry. That's the
He's like Taysom Hill, but like he doesn't play quarterback.
Oh, he's a gadget player. Cool.
He's more like a gadget player, but like you mostly see him in the backfield as a running back. And I'm like, when I look at them, like 84 running, it doesn't make no sense. It looks weird.
It's kind of like I know Westbrook had it for the Eagles, 36. Then Jay had 36. But that looks so weird. I hated it so much.
So like Troy Polamalu wearing 43?
Like, that didn't bother me.
Okay.
Like, it's just when I see
I think it's like I think where it goes is like certain players, depending on their position. That's where it gets people. It's like you have a wide receiver wearing. No, it's like having a linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from the Browns, right? When he was in college playing at Notre Dame, his number was 6. When he came to the league, he switched his number to 28 because Baker Mayfield at the time, being the quarterback, wore 6 because he wore that number in college from Oklahoma. Well, now that Baker's gone, there have been people saying, like, why don't you switch your number back to 6? And he said himself, out of respect for Baker and all that he did for the team while he was here, he didn't want to switch it. And that was like last year. So who knows? JOK could go ahead and be like, yo, like 6 is available now. No one's touched it. Shoot, I want to go back to my college number.
You know what? My number for jersey in football, like anytime I play like Madden or something, like is 25 as a running back. I just like how that number looks. It is. I just like, and
My
on
number is
defense,
my number is 9. Like my number has always been 9 or 6.
like my number, like on the, for defense, I like the number 2. I wasn't a fan of the number 2 on the jersey till I saw like Chase Young. Like that, that's a pretty dope number. I like how I look at, like visually the number looks dope on the jersey. Like you see it on the front, the back, and on the
on the
side.
sides. Yeah, it's like
A dope number to look at.
certain numbers, like you have to look at it and be like, that look kind of tough. Like Manny Machado for the Padres, he wears number 13, and I'm like, that go hard. Like 13.
Yeah.
Like this joint tough. To me, I look at 13, I'm like, yo, that number, that's a tough number. Odell Beckham.
Speaking of numbers, man,
Talk to me.
there's a lot of numbers on this wall right here.
23,
A lot
34.
of these guys got picked. And the dude with the 7 on his jersey was a first round pick. So who you got going in the number 1 pick this week in the draft?
Woo! Good segue, my boy.
Hey man, you know I had to bring it home.
You know how to alley up, but just
Hey,
LeBron
man.
James.
Hey man.
That was the, you were like LeBron James on Dylan Brooks.
Damn. More like the LeBron James D Wade live.
Like,
Yam it. But yo, talk about it.
I think Bryce Young goes first.
Oh, that's what you on today, Kid Daddy.
Okay.
Are you pulling a smoke screen right now?
You know what's funny about that smoke screen? There's a lot of people talking about CJ Stroud and his aptitude test or something like that. But to me, I'm looking at it like this. Like, it's a toss-up between CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, but if I'm Carolina, I got to go back to the report where he was like, yo, he canceled pretty much everybody else's like visits after he met with the Panthers. So it looks like he could be going to Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised if CJ Stroud went first. But then again, there was like, it's a toss-up. I think Bryce Young goes first. Maybe CJ Stroud goes second to the Texans, or reports are that maybe the Texans don't even take a quarterback at second, because reports are saying that the 49ers have been hearing about trades for their boy Trey Lance, and the Texans have been a name thrown in the mix on that side.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on, but I think it could either be Stroud or Young. I could either be Stroud or Young, but I think Young is going to be the first overall pick for the Panthers. And then if Houston doesn't take a quarterback at 2, I fully expect, I think pick 4. I think pick 4. You see a quarterback taken.
Okay. I want to make a gentleman's bet with you, man to man. So you saying Bryce gonna get the 1 pick? You going with that right now? Yeah. I'm gonna stick with CJ. So for a week, if CJ gets picked, you got to change your Instagram profile pic to the Philadelphia Eagles logo for a week. And if Bryce gets picked, I'll change my Instagram picture to the Cincinnati Bengals logo for a week. But if we both get hoodwinked and somebody else get picked
by Will Levis,
yes, it's just off then.
Okay, so you're saying CJ Stroud goes first, I'm saying Bryce Young. Yeah. And if Bryce Young goes first, and you got to put the Bengals logo
on Twitter and Instagram.
Instagram I could do. I'm having a weird thing with Twitter right now, to where like I changed my profile pic and it's not letting me do anything else.
Okay, Instagram is cool.
Okay, I mean, Mama ain't raising no punk. I'm in.
All right, cool. Let's get it. Like I said, I'm really thinking that Bijan Robinson may be an Eagle. I'm really hoping
I'm hearing there's another running back that's like getting a lot more hop on him.
I heard about him. Gibbs, I believe his name is.
Mm-hmm. He's getting a lot more traction too. So, hey, look, this is going to be I want
to set the record. JSN is not going anywhere. But he's not dropping outside of the top 10. I'm just letting people know that.
Is it official? Like he's gonna be top 10?
I mean, the way they saying it, I don't see him falling no further than I don't see
15.
him falling.
I say 15 is the max. I don't see him falling further than that. But if he goes top 10, I wouldn't be surprised. I will say Bears get him at 9.
I'm still sticking to that. I'm still sticking to that one.
I think Bears get him at 9.
We've been talking about that off record on the show. Like, I really want to see him like lean back up at his boy. Like, but you want to know what? Before we go deep into the conversation, could you imagine? This is only in a perfect world. Only in a Buckeye world, this is perfect. You got Olave, wide receiver 1. JSN, wide receiver 2. Boom, QB1. Justin Fields all on the Bears. Tell me that ain't terrifying.
That would be terrifying as get on my boy. Where'd you go?
Keep talking. I'll be right back. Something coming. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, all right then. Bruh. All right. Well, okay. So, my partner just up and walked away. This is fun for me. It's fun for me. Okay. So, what do you want to talk about? But yeah, let's talk about that. Bryce Young going first. JSN going number 9.
Okay, we back. So I had to take care of some business.
Take care of some business.
All right, cool. So where we at?
So now you take over.
We can wrap up if you want to wrap up. Because I mean, what you want to do?
We're gonna wrap it up.
All right, bring us home. We'll talk about that. We can live tweet the draft. You want to? Because I ain't got Twitter on the phone, but we could live tweet during the draft.
Oh, we can do. Oh, definitely. That's gonna be a move. Like we definitely gonna live tweet that, and we're gonna give reactions and whatnot, and then we'll come back next week and give our reactions to the first round.
All right, then cool. So normally he sends us home. I'm gonna send us home. Like, yo, it's been a dope show. This is episode 13. 13. He got the look how the Lord work. Episode 13. He got the 13 on his jersey. We out here.
Bro, 14.
14?
14.
But I thought
no, because last week was 13.
Damn, we cranking them out. We almost to 20, B.
We got 14 in, baby.
All right, cool. Episode 14. We out here. And yo, thank y'all for tuning in. I am JunesEightyEIght.
Izzyphantasmo in the building. Hey, look, we appreciate y'all for locking in with us. But you know how it is. We'll catch you next time, bro. We will see y'all later.
Peace.